Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Nishit Kumar and with me is Renu Kataria with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi leaves for Japan to participate in Quad Leaders Summit in Tokyo, also to hold bilateral meetings with his Japanese counterpart Fumio Kishida, newly elected Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and US President Joe Biden. Strengthening of India-Japan special strategic and global partnership to be in focus during his visit to Japan, says Prime Minister Modi. Centre bears all burden of cuts in petroleum prices, says Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. National Recruitment Agency to conduct computer-based online common eligibility tests for recruitment to non-gazetted posts by the year-end. Year-long celebrations of 250th birth anniversary of Raja Ram Mohan Roy begins today. World Economic Forum meeting begins in Davos, Switzerland. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal leads the Indian delegation. In Australia, newly elected Labour Party leader Anthony Albanese to be sworn in as Prime Minister tomorrow. Prime Minister Modi congratulates Anthony Albanese on his party's election win. India to clash with arch-rival Pakistan in the first match of the Asia Cup Hockey Championship in Jakarta, Indonesia tomorrow. And in IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad were 87 for 4 in 13 overs against Punjab Kings at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has left for Japan this evening on a two-day visit to Japan to participate in the Quad Leaders Summit in Tokyo. Apart from participating in the Quad Summit on Tuesday, Mr. Modi will hold bilateral meetings with US President Joe Biden, Prime Minister of Australia Anthony Albanese, and Prime Minister of Japan Fumio Kishida. The Prime Minister said strengthening of the India-Japan Special Strategic and Global Partnership will be the aim of his visit to Japan. In his statement ahead of visit to Tokyo, Mr. Modi said he will also participate in the second in-person Quad Leaders Summit. Tomorrow, Mr. Modi will engage with the Japanese business community and the Indian diaspora. The upcoming Quad Summit in Tokyo will provide an opportunity to take stock of the progress made so far on the Quad's initiatives and also give guidance for the future. Prime Minister Modi will have bilateral meetings with US President Joe Biden. Prime Minister's meeting with President Biden will mark the continuation of these high-level dialogues and provide guidance and vision to take the relationship forward. Mr. Modi will also meet his Japanese counterpart on the sidelines of the summit. This meeting will be an opportunity to carry forward the high-level engagement between the two countries, as also to advance bilateral cooperation agenda. In the bilateral meeting with the Australian Prime Minister, the two leaders would review the India-Australia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership and exchange views on regional and global developments of mutual interest. Mr. Modi will also interact with the Indian diaspora in Japan. Talking about the Prime Minister's visit, Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Kwatra said Japan is among India's most important partners, and Mr. Modi has referred to the relationship as one of the most natural in the region.
The economic pillar, and within the economic pillar, the commercial, and within the commercial pillar, the business-to-business partnerships, are very critical segment of our relationship. It frankly includes trade, which is crucial, technology, and investment partnerships. Within the broad rubric of trade, investment, and technology, there is a whole set of specific areas in which this partnership is to be taken forward.
Indian Ambassador to Japan, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Verma, said that world has much expectations from India.
प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी तो यहाँ पर बहुत ही प्रसिद्ध हैं, लोग उनको दिलो जान से चाहते हैं और जहाँ तक उनका अपना वैश्विक स्टेटस का सवाल है, उनका स्टेचर बहुत ऊपर है और आज भारत पूरे विश्व में एक अग्रणी देश के रूप में माना जाता है, देखा जाता है और भारत से बहुत सारी कामनाएं हैं सभी देशों की और इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी की। ऐसे देश को और ऐसे समय में इतने संबल प्रधानमंत्री मिले हैं, इसके कारण देश की इज्जत ऊपर जाती है।
Mr. Verma also said that stability in the Indo-Pacific is important for many reasons, including security and mobility of people.
अगर हम देखें इंडो पैसिफिक रीजन में तो दो तीन चीजें उभर कर आने की आशा है। जब हम उसको देखते हैं तो सबसे पहली चीज आती है इंडो पैसिफिक रीजन का स्थायित्व। तो क्या इसके स्थायित्व पर कोई खतरा है? और जब स्थायित्व की हम बात करते हैं तो वो केवल सिक्योरिटी का स्थायित्व नहीं होता, फूड सिक्योरिटी की भी बात होती है, एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी की भी बात होती है, मोबिलिटी ऑफ पीपल की भी बात होती है कि लोग एक देश से दूसरे देश में आसानी से जा सकें, वहां पर उनके साथ मिलजुल कर काम कर सकें, इसकी भी बात होती है।
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today said that the excise duty reduction of 8 rupees per litre on petrol and 6 rupees per litre on diesel has entirely been made in the Road and Infrastructure Cess RIC. In a series of tweets, she said that even in November last year, the reduction of 5 rupees per litre in petrol and 10 rupees per litre in diesel was entirely made in the RIC. Basic excise duty, special additional excise duty, road and infrastructure cess, and agriculture and infrastructure development cess together constitute the excise duty on petrol and diesel. Ms. Sitharaman said basic excise duty is shareable with states and special additional excise duty, road and infrastructure cess, and agriculture and infrastructure development cess are non-shareable. The Finance Minister stressed that the basic excise duty, which is shareable with states, has not been touched. She said that therefore the entire burden of these two duty cuts made in November last year and yesterday is borne by the centre. The duty reduction made yesterday has an implication of 1 lakh crore rupees a year for the centre. The duty reduction made in November last year has an implication of 1,20,000 crore rupees a year for the centre. Total revenue implication to centre on these two duty cuts is 2,20,000 crore rupees a year. Ms. Sitharaman said that the RBI data shows that total developmental expenditure incurred by the Narendra Modi government during 2014 to 2022 was 90.9 lakh crore rupees. She added that in contrast, only 49.2 lakh crore rupees was spent on the developmental expenditure during 2004 to 2014. The minister asserted that the expenditure incurred by the NDA government includes 24.85 lakh crore rupees spent so far on food, fuel and fertilizer subsidies and 26.3 lakh crore rupees on the capital creation. She pointed out that over the 10 years of the UPA, only 13.9 lakh crore rupees was spent on subsidies.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that financial decisions, especially the one relating to the significant drop in petrol and diesel prices, will positively impact various sectors. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said it will provide relief to our citizens and further ease of living. Home Minister Amit Shah has said that even in this challenging global situation, the central government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has provided a huge relief to the common people. BJP President JP Nadda has lauded the government's decision to slash the excise duty on petrol and diesel. He said it shows Prime Minister Narendra Modi's commitment to the welfare of the common man. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal said the central excise duty cut on petrol and diesel is a major step towards easing prices. Confederation of All India Traders Secretary General Praveen Khandelwal said, with the reduction in fuel prices, the transportation cost will come down. Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur has said, Prime Minister Narendra Modi always takes decision in the interest of countrymen, and in view of this, the excise duty on petrol and diesel has been slashed by the central government. Talking to reporters at Gagal Airport in Kangra district of Himachal Pradesh today, Mr. Thakur said the price of crude oil is increasing continuously across the globe and the central government has taken this historic decision only to give relief to the people. He expressed hope that this time the opposition-ruled states will cut tax on petrol and diesel in their state to give relief to the common man. The minister said the central government has also taken an important decision to give a grant of 200 rupees per cylinder up to 12 cylinders per year to more than 9 crore beneficiaries under the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. He added that the central government has worked to provide free food grains to more than 80 crore people of the country for more than 2 years during the corona epidemic. He said more than 190 crore corona vaccines have also been provided free of cost. In Jammu division, the common people are happy with the reduction in the prices of diesel and petrol by the central government.
ये बहुत अच्छा स्टेप है लोगों के लिए, फिलहाल बहुत राहत की बात है। पेट्रोल और डीजल के दाम सस्ते होने से लोगों को बहुत फायदा होगा।
जो 9 रुपए जो हमारा ये पेट्रोल और 7 रुपए डीजल जो सस्ता हुआ है, तो ये हमें बहुत एक साई ऑफ रिलैक्स है। ये हमारे जो पॉकेट जो है उस पे बड़ा अच्छा असर पड़ने वाला है।
ये एक बड़ा तोहफा है मोदी सरकार का, और जिस तरह से एक्साइज ड्यूटी को कम किया है, आने वाले समय में हमें और ज्यादा उम्मीदें हैं मोदी सरकार से।
The Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana beneficiaries in Jammu division have welcomed the centre's decision to give a subsidy of rupees 200 per cylinder to them.
मैं शाहनवाज खांडे, ये जो उज्ज्वला स्कीम के तहत सरकार ने फैसला लिया है कि 200 रुपये इसमें सब्सिडी आएगी और पेट्रोल डीजल में भी ये कमी आई है। तो सरकार ने जो निर्णय लिया है इसका हम तहे दिल से शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं।
नजीर अहमद दरैथर बानियाल का रहने वाला हूँ, डोली गांव का। बहुत फायदा है, ये गवर्नमेंट ने अच्छी बात की है और हर किसी को मिलना चाहिए। बहुत शुक्रिया करते हैं सरकार के लिए, 200 रुपया हर किसी गरीब को मिलेगा।
Minister for Personnel and Public Grievances Dr. Jitendra Singh today said that there will be a common eligibility test CET for recruitment to non-gazetted posts from this year. He said the first such test is being scheduled to be conducted before the year end. Chairing the joint meeting of all the 6 autonomous bodies under the Department of Personnel and Training in New Delhi, Dr. Singh said the National Recruitment Agency NRA under the DOPT is gearing up to conduct computer-based online common eligibility tests for recruitment to the non-gazetted posts by the year end. He said this will be a game changer, providing ease of recruitment to the job aspirants with at least one exam center in each district of the country. The minister said the common entrance test is a path-breaking reform carried out by the DOPT to bring about ease of recruitment for young job aspirants, and it will prove to be a major boon for youth, especially those living in far-flung and remote areas. He said the historic reform will provide a level playing field to all the candidates regardless of his or her background or socio-economic status. He said there will also be a huge benefit to women and Divyang candidates and for those who find it financially unaffordable to appear for multiple tests by travelling to multiple centres. He added that initially the test will be conducted in 12 languages including Hindi and English and will later on add all the languages mentioned in the 8th schedule of the Constitution. Dr. Singh said Prime Minister Narendra Modi introduced the whole of government concept which has not only removed silos but also facilitated an integrated holistic approach in governance. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that he has been getting numerous inputs for the Mann Ki Baat program next week. In a tweet, he said that he is happy to see youngsters share their views in large numbers. The Prime Minister also shared a booklet based on the last month's episode of Mann Ki Baat containing interesting articles on the topics discussed in the program.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi leaves for Japan to participate in Quad Leaders Summit in Tokyo, also to hold bilateral meetings with his Japanese counterpart Fumio Kishida, newly elected Australian PM Anthony Albanese and US President Joe Biden. Strengthening of India-Japan special strategic and global partnership to be in focus during his visit to Japan, says Prime Minister Modi. Centre bears all burden of cuts in petroleum prices, says Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. National Recruitment Agency to conduct computer-based online common eligibility test for recruitment to non-guested posts by the year end. Year-long celebrations of 250th birth anniversary of Raja Ram Mohan Roy begins today. World Economic Forum meeting begins in Davos, Switzerland. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal leads Indian delegation. In Australia, newly elect Labour Party leader Anthony Albanese to be sworn in as Prime Minister tomorrow. Prime Minister Modi congratulates Anthony Albanese on his party's election win. India to clash with arch-rival Pakistan in first match of Asia Cup Hockey Championship in Jakarta, Indonesia tomorrow. In an IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad were 97 for 5 in 15.3 overs against Punjab Kings at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
क्या आप कॉम्पिटिशन्स की तैयारी कर रहे हैं? आपके लिए आकाशवाणी लाया है एक इंटरैक्टिव प्रोग्राम अभ्यास। एक ऐसा प्रोग्राम जहां आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या फिर ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर। हमारे स्टूडियो में एक्सपर्ट आपके सवाल का जवाब देंगे शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे। इस बार का विषय है इंडियन पॉलिटी सेंटर स्टेट रिलेशंस। आपके सवालों का हम करेंगे इंतजार 25 मई तक। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास। अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back. You are tuned to the evening news on All India Radio. The Ministry of Culture held inaugural ceremony to commemorate the year-long celebrations of the 250th birth anniversary of Raja Ram Mohan Roy from today in Kolkata under the aegis of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. It will continue till the 22nd of May next year. The inaugural ceremony took place at Raja Ram Mohan Roy Library Foundation, Salt Lake, Kolkata and at Science City Auditorium, Kolkata. The program was organized by Eastern Zonal Cultural Centre, EZCC, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Union Minister of Culture, Tourism and Development of North Eastern Region, Shri G. Kishan Reddy, joined the ceremony virtually. Shri Reddy unveiled an iconic statue of Raja Ram Mohan Roy in virtual mode at Raja Ram Mohan Roy Library Foundation, Kolkata. During his address, the Union Minister said today, on the 250th birth anniversary of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, on behalf of the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and the central government, I would thank and pay my regards for his great contribution for the emancipation of our Indian society. He said it is a wonderful coincidence that today is the 250th birth anniversary of the great social reformer, and the historical 50 years of Raja Ram Mohan Roy Library Foundation is also being completed. Several other events were arranged at the Science City Auditorium, Kolkata. A seminar and quiz program for children were organized. A multimedia presentation on various facets of the life of Shri Raja Ram Mohan Roy was also presented. The annual meeting of the World Economic Forum began at Davos in Switzerland today. The city is hosting the event yet again after a gap of nearly 2.5 years. The meeting will continue till May 26th. Global leaders, including from India, will participate in the international event. Meanwhile, talking to a TV channel, WEF's President Boj Brend said that for India things look better while other countries are beginning to struggle. He said that India is likely to grow at 8% and looks better placed.
For India, it looks better because India, we do think, will grow 8% this year. But there are other countries that are really struggling now. We know that China's economy is growing very slowly, and China has contributed with 35% of the global growth the last decade. So, of course, we see inflation, the highest one in 40 years in the U.S.
WEF's Executive Committee member Sean Declean said that the forum is looking at significant food production challenges across the world. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal will lead the Indian delegation at the 5-day meet. The delegation will include Health and Family Welfare Minister Mansukh Mandavia, Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, Chief Ministers and Senior Ministers of 6 states, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Telangana. Several industry leaders will also participate in the deliberations of the World Economic Forum. This event would further help reinforce country's position as an important and relevant stakeholder in shaping the global narrative, particularly as India assumes presidency of the G20 next year.
In Australia, newly elected Labour Party leader Anthony Albanese will be sworn in as the Prime Minister tomorrow. Outgoing Prime Minister Scott Morrison, who was heading Liberal National Coalition, has conceded defeat. He thanked the Australian people. Counting of votes is still underway. It is unclear whether the Labour Party can get 76 seats to secure a majority in the 151-member lower house of Parliament. If the election results in a hung parliament, Greens and Independents could wield for greater influence in framing the new government's policies on the issue. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated Mr. Anthony Albanese on his party's election win. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said he is looking forward to work with him for further strengthening the comprehensive strategic partnership and for shared priorities in the Indo-Pacific region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that financial decisions, especially the one relating to the significant drop in petrol and diesel prices, will positively impact various sectors. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said it will provide relief to our citizens and further ease of living. Home Minister Amit Shah has said that even in this challenging global situation, the central government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has provided a huge relief to the common people.
Today is the International Day for Biological Diversity. The term biodiversity refers to the diversity and variability of life on Earth. The United Nations General Assembly designated May 22nd as the International Day for Biological Diversity in December 2000. The day is celebrated to raise awareness about the environment and all species that live on this planet. The theme of this year's International Day for Biological Diversity is Building a Shared Future for All Life. Speaking to All India Radio, Professor and noted environmentalist C.K. Varshane said that the time has come to stop abusing nature and protect it for the future generations.
Because of the rapacious development that has gone on since industrialization, biodiversity has been greatly abused and many species are now threatened and are struggling for their survival. This has weakened the network of biodiversity that this planet has. So I think the time has come that we should realize the importance of nature and protect it for our benefit and our future generation. For a sustainable development, it is important that we conserve our biodiversity for our sake and for future generations.
Professor Varshane also said that the high emission of carbon dioxide is resulting in global warming and added that only planting more trees can save Earth from the rising temperatures.
The high emission of carbon dioxide is threatening, resulting into global warming and our Earth is becoming a hot planet. We have already seen high temperatures touching 50, that is half the mark of the boiling water. Now to save us from all these difficult and complex situations, trees provide us a great solace. If we grow trees and if we maintain soil fertility, which are dependent on variety of microorganisms and small plants, then I think we will be able to absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through the agency of green plants.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that yes, we can do it attitude of the sportspersons has become the new strength of India. He said this while interacting with the Indian men's badminton team, who scripted history by winning the Thomas Cup and the women's team of the Uber Cup. Mr. Modi lauded the Indian team of Lakshya Sen, Kidambi Shrikant, H.S. Pranoy, doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty for winning the first ever Thomas Cup for the country.
आप लोगों ने जिस तरह उबेर कप में खेला, मैं पक्का मानता हूं देश इससे बहुत ही गौरवान्वित है और आपने लक्ष्य पर बिल्कुल आप लोग टिके रहे। ठीक है, आज मनचाहा परिणाम नहीं मिला होगा, लेकिन मुझे पक्का विश्वास है कि आप जो चाहते हैं वैसा रिजल्ट मिलने वाला है और आप ही की टीम को मिलने वाला। कोई और टीम आएगी और परिणाम लाएगी ऐसा नहीं, क्योंकि आपने एक अच्छी शुरुआत की। आपने देश की युवा पीढ़ी को नए उत्साह, नई ऊर्जा से भर दिया।
The players also expressed gratitude to the country and Prime Minister for the motivation and said that they were determined to win the medal during the finals. H.S. Pranoy said it has been a happy moment for all as the Thomas Cup has been won for the first time in 73 years.
It's been a very happy moment for all of us because we won the Thomas Cup after 73 years. And I think even more proud moment because we could win it for a country on our 75th year of independence. So I think that's a great gift for the country and I'm really happy.
A 10-year-old national-level artistic skater from Mumbai has set a record by climbing the Everest Base Camp. Rhythm Mamania not only climbed the Everest Base Camp, a goal set by most of the mountaineers, but she also climbed down by covering a to and fro distance of about 128 kilometers. A report from our correspondent.
Not many would have thought that Rhythm, who used to undertake small treks with her parents in the Sahyadri ranges in Maharashtra, at a tender age of 5 would accomplish such a massive feat. A professional skater, Rhythm excelled in artistic skating by becoming a national-level champion. Talking to AIR, Rhythm said that she always wanted to climb the Everest Base Camp and wants to further continue with the mountain expedition in future as well. Rhythm's mother, Urmi, said the only challenge that bothered them during the EBM was high altitude and cold temperature. Rhythm sums up by saying that one should never give up and chase their dreams to achieve them. The record set by this young kid will surely inspire and motivate many like her to achieve their dreams in the days to come. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
Arch rivals India and Pakistan will meet in their first match of the 11th edition of the Asia Cup Hockey Championship at the GBK Arena in Jakarta, Indonesia tomorrow. The match will begin at 5 p.m. IST. Defending champion India has been placed in the Pool A with Pakistan, Japan and host Indonesia. India will take on Asian Games gold medalist Japan in their second match on May 24th and meet host Indonesia on May 26th to round off their league engagements. India and Pakistan have won the tournament 3 times each, while South Korea is the most successful team, having clinched the title 4 times in 10 previous editions. In the previous edition of the Continental Tournament, which is also the World Cup qualifier, India had defeated Malaysia 2-1 in the final held in Dhaka. The top 3 teams at the end of the Asia Cup will qualify for next year's FIH Hockey World Cup to be held in Bhubaneswar and Rourkela. The Asia Cup is being held after a gap of 2 years as it was postponed last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
In IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad were 125 for 5 in 17.3 overs against Punjab Kings at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai when reports last came in. Earlier, Sunrisers Hyderabad won the toss and opted to bat first. French Open Tennis Tournament, the second Grand Slam event of the year, has begun at the Roland Garros in Paris. The day 1 of the tournament witnessed a major upset as world number 6 Ons Jabeur gets knocked out in the first round of the women's singles. The Tunisian star lost to the Poland's 56th rank Magda Linette 3-6, 7-6, 7-4, 7-5. Two-time French Open runner-up Dominic Thiem also crashed out in the first round of the men's singles, losing 6-3, 6-2, 6-4 to Hugo Dellin of Bolivia.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today visited Nagpur. During his one-day visit, the minister interacted with defence stakeholders at the Nagpur airport. He was briefed about the various activities undertaken by defence establishments, which included Army, Air Force and defence PSUs in the Vidarbha region. The defence minister appealed to stakeholders at Nagpur to focus on Atmanirbhar Bharat in defence technology. The 4th edition of the Indian Navy-Bangladesh Navy Coordinated Patrol (CORPAT) commenced in the Northern Bay of Bengal today. Indian Navy and Bangladesh Navy units will undertake joint patrolling along the International Maritime Boundary Line (IMBL) till tomorrow. The last INBN CORPAT was conducted in October 2020. 2 indigenously built IN ships, Kora, a guided missile corvette, and Sumedha, a offshore patrol vessel, were participating in the exercise along with Bangladesh Navy ships BNS Ali Haider and BNS Abu Abudia. In addition, maritime patrol aircraft of both navies would also be participating in the coordinated patrol. The regular conduct of CORPATs has strengthened mutual understanding and enhanced interoperability between both the navies in countering transnational maritime threats at sea.
And now let us have a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will experience thunderstorm with squall. The minimum temperature will be around 28 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 38 degrees. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Chennai is likely to have generally cloudy sky. Kolkata is expected to have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Srinagar is expected to have thunderstorm with rain. Jammu will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Leh and Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Muzaffarabad will have thunderstorm with rain. Visakhapatnam will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Hyderabad is likely to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Thiruvananthapuram and Bengaluru will have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. In the northeast, Guwahati will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. In Imphal and Aizawl, sky will be generally cloudy with possibility of light rain. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi leaves for Japan to participate in Quad Leaders Summit in Tokyo, also to hold bilateral meetings with his Japanese counterpart Fumio Kishida, newly elect Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and US President Joe Biden. Strengthening of India-Japan special strategic and global partnership to be in focus during his visit to Japan, says Prime Minister Modi. Centre bears all burden of cuts in petroleum prices, says Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. National Recruitment Agency to conduct computer-based online common eligibility tests for recruitment to non-gazetted posts by the year end. Year-long celebrations of the 250th birth anniversary of Raja Ram Mohan Roy begins today. World Economic Forum meeting begins in Davos, Switzerland. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal leads the Indian delegation. In Australia, newly elected Labour Party leader Anthony Albanese to be sworn in as Prime Minister tomorrow. Prime Minister Modi congratulates Anthony Albanese on his party's election win. India to clash with arch-rivals Pakistan in the first match of Asia Cup Hockey Championships in Jakarta tomorrow. And in IPL cricket, Sunrisers Hyderabad were 135 for 5 in 18 overs and reports last came in. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.